Hey, you ever wonder why Steve Nash licks his hands? I met him at the 2004 All-Star Game in Los Angeles and asked him just that. He said, "I lick my fingers because I don't like when my hands get slick. Licking my fingers helps me keep a good grip on the ball."
Insanity as he arrived earlier today. A shot before the game. Two teams, two conferences. It's a road game for the Pacers in this one. And you really don't want to face the week ahead without our fine Sunday night broadcast. Welcome, everyone. This is Kevin Hart. They'll play this one here in Los Angeles before the Lakers head back to the road. They're still looking for that first victory, going 0 for 4 to start the season, Clark. Very disappointing. Here is Collison, right now averaging 15 points a game. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Danny Granger and Tyler Hansbrough make up the forwards. Jones is out there with Collison and Hibbert. 13 feet out, and it's Gasol with the rebound. On defense, Indiana. We get a look at the Pacers here. What does this team need to do to get on top?
I think they need another star next to Danny Granger, and they need the continued development of young players. Brandon Rush, Roy Hibbert, and certainly a good play at the point guard position would help also.
And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Kevin, the Lakers are the defending champs 2 years running now, and Lamar Odom said, "You have to understand you are now the target. Teams want to beat you. They compare them so they can maintain their focus."
Thank you, Doris.
Even if the game isn't close, there's going to be a lot of those.
And Clark, to that point, they have a lot of guys that are solid role players.
So if they could get, if they could get Granger a little help, stay healthy, and see the continued development of a guy like Roy Hibbert, who I think is going to be a really solid offensive center throughout his career, the Pacers will have a chance to maybe sneak into the playoffs. Kobe has played through a share of injuries, dislocated fingers, a torn labrum, back spasms, knee surgery. Last season was no different. Battled injuries including an avulsion fracture in his right index finger.
Good. Here is Collison. 11-point game his last outing. He dishes it. Down low. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Collison didn't make much noise until January of last season, but boy, did he make up for it.
That one is off. And he can't hit the second. So it's the Lakers now. Knocked loose. Here's Artest. Kept alive. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Tough interior defense means not allowing easy baskets. Good foul.
The first one falls. You look at Collison's numbers, like you were saying, 21-8 in February, 17-9 in March, 19 and almost 8 assists in April.
Boy, those are fantastic numbers. And you get the feeling, Kevin, that if he was getting more consistent minutes the first few months of last season, he could have had a real good look at Rookie of the Year.
And the first one drops. One thing, Clark, you always know about coming into the Staples Center, this is always a tough venue to come into as a visitor.
Well, without question, 34 wins here for the Lakers last year, Kevin. This is always a tough building to play in because the team that is the home team here is usually pretty good. They've got one of the best players in the history of the league in Kobe Bryant.
Here's Artest. Here's Gasol, and the Lakers with another miss.
With that, they find themselves missing on 4 of their first 5 shot attempts. That's not a good start. Actually, it's a bad start for them.
And here's Hansbrough. Now Jones.
I got ball!
Clock at 4. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Here's Hibbert. Nails the turnaround jumper.
And finally, Kev, they get one to fall. Man, it's been a struggle here to start this game.
Here's Insanity. Can't hit. And Indiana will go the other way with it. And Clark, this is the first they're seeing of the Lakers this season.
Yep, they'll see them twice this season, so not a lot of FaceTime with these guys.
Kept alive. Kicks it out to Granger. Let's go with a 3. Shot's good. Granger's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Kevin, that's just not good defense. You can't be giving players of his talent level looks like that. Come on now.
Here's Insanity. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Utah.
The law was a little misjudged, and he couldn't get control of it.
And the people do like to see these interconference battles.
Oh, I agree with you, Kevin. Definitely, in some sports, you don't get to play all the other teams on your home court, so the fans love coming out for these.
Now here's Kobe to the middle. Here's Insanity. And, yep, that falls, and the foul is called. We'll see him shoot one from the free throw line. And no problem at the line here for the three-point play. The Pacers finished last season with a 9-21 record against the tough Western Conference.
Well, we call it the Wild, Wild West, Kevin, and for good reason. You don't win games out there if you're not playing at a high level. The West has had an edge over the Pacers for a long time now.
Goes and he puts it down with authority. Spike slam cam for another angle.
Good execution on the break leads to the nice bucket.
Here's Jones. 14 points from him the last game against Oklahoma City. Granger passes to Hibbert. Shoots it. Nails the turnaround jumper.
That's a nice shot there. As soon as he turned around, he was locked and loaded.
Here are the Lakers. It's a three-point game. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
They really got into foul trouble early, and I think that created a major handicap. They've got to have a little more discipline in that area.
Here's Insanity. Pass to Gasol. Hansborough's there. The second chance effort. The emphatic rejection. Here's Granger. It's a three-point game. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Phil Jackson. In his opinion, this game is all about trying to combat the effects that a terrific defense like theirs can have on your team. He said it's so easy to be intimidated by these guys, but we simply can't let that happen. We need to have the confidence to go right after them. We'll see how aggressive they are from the start, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris.
It's really a mindset, Kevin. You want to get into your defensive groove and find a way to stay there for the full game. That's exactly where the coach wants him to get his shot, Kevin, right there from mid-range.
Granger right side. Bryant with the rebound.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed. Nice job to advance the orange. Way to get it up court for the open finish.
Here's Jones, averaging 13 points a contest. Outside Collison. Poked away. The Lakers trail. Now Jones. Leads him with the pass. And there's Darren Collison on the assist by Jones. Collison's got his second bucket of the night. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Spurs. Right now they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And of course, there's the Lakers, just a couple of spots back. Here's Insanity. Under 6 minutes left in the first. Just 4 to shoot. Bynum, 3 on the clock. Kept alive. They shoot again. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one.
Contact certainly altered that shot. The official was right on top of it.
First free throw is good. Kobe Bryant, one of the true superstars of the NBA.
And he's been at this for a long time, Kevin. I mean, named by multiple sporting news organizations as the NBA Player of the Decade from 2000 to 2009.
What an honor.
A tremendous honor and well-deserved.
Lamar Odom is checked in for the Lakers. Here's Jones. Here's Collison. Back to Jones. Takes it up. And they call goaltending. They'll give him the bucket.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Here's Insanity. He's covered by Collison. It's taken away by Collison.
And you look at what they've done, or rather what they haven't done, is hold on to the ball. They've had 4 turnovers already this quarter.
Clark, and this can't continue to be the story for them. You can't convert if you're handing over the ball.
Well, without question, Kevin, you're exactly right. They've had a tough time getting into their offensive flow here because they've turned it over too much.
Here's Insanity. Can't get it to go. And Indiana will go the other way with it. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
You can't expect to outscore your opponents with that feeble offering from the field that they had. I mean, weak shot selection, poor execution, not enough good quality shots. I mean, that's a recipe for bad offense. There's another example, Kevin, of how they're hustling to all the missed shots to get an edge in the rebounding area.
Backing down is Hibbert. Rebound by Ron Artest. Lakers trail by 5.
Why did you
Jones
make
against
that shoot
Kobe.
from there, man? Why? You've
It's
been all
blocked.
alone. What is that?
And Indiana has possession. Leading by 5. Allison with it. It's dumped off. Here's Hibbert. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. 6 points for him.
He's really been efficient in the quarter so far.
Let's take a
I
timeout
love the way he's
because-
looking for his offense.
And the change here for the Pacers. Here's Insanity. He's got 9. Outside Odom. And Bynum backing in. Here's Insanity. From the wing. Scooped up. Shot's good by Kobe.
Nice. Big momentum builders, those second chance points.
Pacers leading by 5. And here's Collison. Arcs it high. Nick Roberts. The shot's good. Collison making the play.
He drew the D in and then kicked it out to the open man.
And it's the Lakers' ball. They trail by 7. Pass to Bynum. Here's Insanity. Insanity with the screen. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Here's Bynum. It's in. He got bumped too. He'll have a chance for one more at the line. The Lakers making a switch here.
Okay, good.
The Pacers making a switch here. Here's Fisher.
Good job.
6 points for him. On the court for Indiana. Danny Granger and Tyler Hansbrough make up the forwards. Ford out there with Collison and Hibbert. Now here's Kobe. Over Granger. Kobe gets the bucket. Kobe's got 11.
He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with.
Backing down is Hibbert. Ford with the ball. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Granger. Guarded by Kobe. And Granger with the basket on the assist by Ford. He's got 10.
Beautiful delivery with the bounce pass. He kept it away from the defense, which set up the shot perfectly.
And Bynum backing in. Releases. And again, it's the Lakers. Here's Ford, averaging 8 points a game. You know, one of the stories last season, Clark, in the playoffs for the Lakers was after that early scare to the Thunder of Oklahoma City in the first round, the Lakers really turned it up in the playoffs. In fact, it was that game 5 they kind of rebooted. They kind of found themselves.
Yeah, they certainly did. Sometimes you have to have your back against the wall. You've got to go through that crucible of almost losing an important game in the playoffs to be able to get your second win and to gain that extra wave of confidence, and that's kind of what happened with the Lakers. I mean, anytime you face a team like the Thunder that has the leading scorer in the league in Kevin Durant, you know it's not going to be easy, and the Lakers saw that to be true, and yet they were able to work through that.
Thunder had those young legs.
And a lot of confidence and an unbelievable building.
They didn't blink. They did not blink.
Not at all. They were relishing the opportunity, thrilled to be in the playoffs, but they felt like they could beat, not only play with the Lakers, they felt like they could beat the Lakers, Kevin.
Here's Hibbert after Ron Artest's bucket. Collison's shot is good.
Watching the team shoot this well is fun for some fans watching at home, but it's no picnic for the guy who's coaching the defense. I mean, he's really upset with how his team is not giving the effort at that end of the floor. Simply put, that's just bad defense. Well, he's playing a well-rounded game, and he's really helped them in a number of ways.
Ranger against Kobe. Lets it go from the wing, and there are the Pacers with another bucket.
He's really one of the big reasons why they have the lead now. He's playing an extremely efficient game. It's fun to watch.
Here's Insanity. Find him with it. Averaging 13 points a contest. Outside Artest. With the floater. No up. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way.
You got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for them to cut into this deficit at all. Great D leads to easy offense.
Here's Ford. Not on the scoreboard yet. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. And some changes here for the Lakers. Pau Gasol is checked in for Bynum. Odom comes in for Kobe. And it's Brown in for Derek Fisher. Dante Jones, he's checked in for the Pacers. Here's Hibbert. 8 points for him.
Well, it's clear they've got the advantage on the boards in this one, Kevin.
Here is Collison. Right around, 7 minutes left in the second. Hansbrough. He dumps it off. Hibbert with a screen on Artest. Hansbrough. He's covered by Brown. Hacked! And he'll go to the line for a couple. And the Lakers get called for the foul. Clark, the Pacers just could not find a way to win on the road. What were they, 9-32?
9-32, Kevin. The second worst road record in the East. And they really struggled in enemy territory, in part because they never established themselves as a defensive team, and they had some injuries as well.
And Los Angeles turns it over. Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. They'll be matched up against Houston. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Here's Collison. He's got 7. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, who's the fastest player in the NBA? A lot of names get thrown around. Aaron Brooks, Monte Ellis, Derrick Rose. But if you ask Darren Collison, he's not too shy about who he thinks is the fastest. He said, I definitely think I'm the fastest. It's in his DNA, guys. Both of his parents ran track. He can definitely fly.
You said it, Doris. Thanks.
There's always the chance for something special to happen when he's headed to the basket.
Well, you can anticipate it, but as a defender, you can't necessarily stop it. Hibbert against Gasol. And it's Hibbert missing.
He's had some problems finding the range here in this quarter.
Here's Insanity, defended by Jones. Brown with a screen on Jones. Here's Insanity, and there's another one for the Lakers.
Nice screen to set up the J. Excellent offensive execution right there.
And the Pacers call time here. Here's Jones. He's got 6. And good with the shot. And the whistle blows for the contact and a chance for one more.
So far in the game for Dante Jones, he has 8 points and a steal.
And he makes the free throw. Looking at this Laker team along with Dallas, LA had the best record against the East of all the Western Conference teams.
And Kevin, not surprisingly, those were your top 2 seeds in the West when the regular season came to an end.
Here is Collison.
This is good.
7
Wow,
points in
great.
the game. Pass to Granger. And here's Jones. Tipped. Going back to the Lakers' East record, having a good or even greater interconference record is a key to winning just at the beginning of your division.
Yeah, and not only your division, but beyond that, Kevin, if you want to win the West, you need to be able to beat teams from the East, and that's exactly what they did.
And these conferences take great pride overall in the kind of teams they have, and I think right now it's fair to say that the West has a little bit of an advantage over
Yeah, I think that's been the case for most of the last decade when you take a look at it. That was vicious. I mean, real vicious. He hung on the rim just to say, you realize this is my basket, don't you?
That is a nice finishing touch, Clark.
You think he bent the rim there, Kevin?
I think he did, sure. Look at it. Now here's Granger. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol. Here's the break. The alley-oop. Artest.
Those two are in such great sync. I mean, tremendous symmetry there. The perfect pass and a perfect finish.
It really looked like he read his mind before lobbing that ball up there. Here is Collison. About 4.5 minutes left in the half. Timeout called the Pacers. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Cleveland. Long way to go still in the season, but even so, they've got the top spot. And, of course, the Indiana Pacers, down 5 spots from them. Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Nick Roberts has checked in, and it's Ford in for Darren Collison.
Good effort on the board. He worked hard for that one.
And stolen by Granger. Pacers trail by 6. Here's Ford, looking for his first bucket of the game. Hibbert. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. They get Pau Gasol. And a chance now to check out the schedule for Indiana. They'll be meeting up with the Jazz. They're in the midst of a 4-game road trip right now. That'll be game number 3. And the first one drops. On our test is checked in for Pau Gasol. Good on both. The question last year, at least one of the questions was, would the Lakers, Clark, still be as successful with swapping out Artest for Trevor Ariza?
And that's a legitimate question because you never know how the dynamics of a team change when you change personnel.
Right.
So clearly it was something that was going to be a work in progress. It remained to be seen, but I think the play of the Lakers in the postseason kind of answered that. Ron brought an element of toughness and physicality. And he can be a little wayward. And a little bit of he can be a little wayward with some of his decisions, but typically he overcomes that with his effort and his tenacity and his versatility, I think, at the defensive end of the floor.
And an older guy for a younger, promising, rising player like Trevor Ariza.
Yeah, and in the context of the makeup of the Lakers team, I felt Phil Jackson and the coaching staff and the organization and his teammates felt that this would be a good added piece, and so far that's proven to be true.
Very good point. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Here's Jones. He's got 11. Now Ford. The dump off. Here's Granger. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter. Well, he doesn't have the softest touch. And with the D right in his face, that made all the difference.
Insanity hits the reach-in call. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect. Pacers trail by 8. So with Kobe sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. Odom at the 4 and Powell at the 5. Then there's Derek Fisher. Then there's Artest.
Beautiful pass there to find his man streaking up court.
Here's Ford. Passes it back to Hibbert. Working on Gasol. Gasol against Hibbert. The defended by Gasol. To the paint. And he makes the basket. So one free throw coming up as he'll try to make it a three-point play. The and one is good, so a three-point play that time. Tyler Hansbrough Clark out of Poplar Bluff, Missouri, won a championship in North Carolina. And in fact, they retired his number 50 jersey there already.
You'd be hard-pressed, Kevin, to find any collegian that's had a better career than Tyler Hansbrough. And you can go back as far as you want. I mean, just an outstanding college career. ACC Player of the Year, most career points and free throws made in ACC history, and the national champion to boot. Had a tough rookie season with the Pacers, but I think his future is bright once he gets healthy.
Backing down is Hibbert. Ford with the ball. 3 on the clock. Off target for 3.
Well, they've got the lead, and they're controlling the glass. Right now, they have a +10 rebound advantage.
Here's our test. Granger with the defensive effort. And you know, it seems like the team that controls the board usually comes away with the win.
That's always the case, Kevin. It's a lot to overcome and can become frustrating when you're missing shots and not giving yourself any second chance opportunity.
Right there. Outside for Gasol. Here's insanity. No good. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. They've trailed by as many as 10 points.
Well, the bad shooting continues for them to start this half.
After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road.
Boy, when you run the fast break correctly, it's a thing of beauty.
Here's Ford. Outside Collison. Granger outside. The 3 kept alive. Here's Hansbrough. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. 9 points in the game so far.
When you get a hot hand like him, it's real simple. You need to keep going with it.
Odom. Over Hansbrough. Shot by Odom, no good.
He really needs to hit that consistently, but they'll just keep letting him shoot it.
Releases from 15. Ford, no luck. Lakers leading by 7. Here's insanity. Hits the quick shot. He's got 29 points.
Well, he's not a premier scorer, but he's contributed big time on the offensive end today.
And the Pacers call time here. Andrew Bynum's checked in for the Lakers. Kobe comes in for Derek Fisher. Indiana also making some changes. Nick Roberts is checked in, and it's Jones in for TJ Ford. Here's Collison. He's got 7. Tries to get it going. Hibbert hits the bucket. 12 points for him.
Sometimes folks forget about his decent mid-range jumper. He can knock those down all game given a chance.
Pass to Bynum. Here's Gasol. Scooped up. Outside for Kobe. Rebounded. Here's insanity. He has 29. Finally, they get the bucket. He's got 31. Here is Collison. 9-point game. Poked loose. It's 1-on-1. Here's insanity.
Kobe.
And here's Jones. 11 points in the game. Collison, the pass to Jones. Kobe with the steal.
Well, Kevin, he hadn't had a great game in terms of taking care of the ball and limiting turnovers.
Here is Collison. Under 8 minutes left in the third. Jones against Kobe. Here's Hibbert and the one-handed jam to finish.
Speed is only part of the equation here. He's not blinding quick, but he was determined to take that one to the rim.
Gasol backing down. Goes up. Blocked.
It's not been a day to remember, but if they get the win, I'm sure being the team player that he is, he'll be fine.
Kept alive. Second shot opportunity. Jones. Great D that time from Artest. Lakers leading by 9. Here's Insanity. 33 points for him. The dump off. It's a pick by Bynum. Just 5 on the clock. Through contact and a whistle, and he'll go to the line. Seeing Gasol, Clark, I'm reminded of a quote about him from LaMarcus Aldridge when he said he's a great passer. He fits into the system so well because they had so many threats. He's right.
Yeah, he's terrific as a passer, Kevin. He's smart, and it was a hand-in-glove fit with him and the triangle offense. The Lakers are not a pick-and-roll team. They run the triangle and work ISOs for Kobe Bryant primarily.
And work it well.
Very well.
Behind the arc, and it's Collison that time on the assist from Roy Hibbert. Collison's got 10 points. The Lakers in the lead. And Clark, talk about the triangle offense. What distinguishes that as an offense?
You know, in a lot of ways, people think the triangle is some mysterious offense. It's predicated on ball movement and 2- and 3-man games on each side of the floor. Constant movement, and playing to the strengths of your particular personnel.
Here's Jones. Takes it up. The shot's good. Collison making the play. He's got 13.
You know, there aren't many players who won't finish that close to the hoop.
And the Lakers call time here. And the Lakers with some changes. Brandon Wright's checked in for Gasol. And it's Brown in for Ron Artest. The Pacers making a switch here. Here's Insanity. Right now averaging 25 points a game. And the Lakers with another miss. Pacers trail by 6. Insanity gets called for the reach.
Nice.
Here's Ford. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the 4th quarter. We've got James Posey. Rush out there with 4. Then there's Tyler Hansbrough and George. Rebound by Ron Artest. Here's Insanity. Guarded by 4. Here's Insanity. Pass to Gasol. Posey covering. Here's Insanity. Kept alive. Tries again. The shot's good from Bynum.
You have to block this guy out, Kevin. He's just too active on the boards to be left alone.
It's tipped. And here's Fisher. Connects from in close. And the Lakers lead by 18.
Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
Here's Insanity. It's blocked. So it's the Lakers now. It's an 18-point game. Up next for them, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Here comes T.J. Ford. Now Rush.
He lets go of another one here, Kevin. I mean, he's got to step back and slow down a bit here. I think he's rushing himself.
Here's Ford.
Unbelievable, man. Where we only cook so much points.
He dishes it. Now Posey. Ford up top. It's Rush outside, and the basket good.
He might not get a better look than that all game. You have to get closer to him. He's not going to bite you. Get up in it.
Ford against Fisher. Pass to Gasol. The shot, no good. And Indiana will go the other way with it. They've trailed by as many as 22 points. Ford. Oh, he's bumped by the D, and he'll go to the line. That one is on Artest. And he makes the first.
This is a positive trend for him. They've hit all of their free throws in this half so far. That's a good sign. Get to the line and knock them down.
Not impossible.
And he makes both free throws.
Well, TJ Ford in this one, he's got 8 points, and free throws have been big for him today, with 6 points from the line. His success in the assist department is carried over to the free throw line.
Here's Insanity. It's a pick by Bynum. Off the pick. No good. And Indiana will go the other way with it.
Almost.
Here's Rush. Goes up. Some solid D here from Bynum.
He's got to break out of this slump if his team wants a chance to win.
Fisher with the ball. And Bynum backing in. Shoots it up. And again, the Lakers no good. A challenging stretch here for Indiana. 17-point game. And here's Ford. Here's George. And Bynum pulls it down.
He's been AWOL this quarter. When his team is down and in need of some scoring from him, he hasn't shown up.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Some changes for the Lakers. Brandon Wright's checked in for Bynum. Odom comes in for Pau Gasol. And Kobe is subbed in for Derek Fisher. And a change here for the Pacers. On offense, here are the Pacers. Trailing by 17. Got the bucket and the foul.
What a shot. Took the hit and was still able to maintain control to get it down.
Timeout called the Lakers. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Phil Jackson as he addressed his basketball team. He warned them, we can't get complacent here. We got to stay on the attack and keep making plays. Will they be aggressive, Kevin? That's the question.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Indiana. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Ford, no luck.
Once he gets it inside, Kevin, he's really a good finisher. That's a good effort defensively to force the miss.
Artest against Granger. Kobe dishes to Odom. Kept alive. And he drops it in on the way. Odom's got his first 2 points of the night.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
Here's Hibbert. Cannot hit. And the Lakers go with it the other way. Here's Insanity. Nails the floater. He's got 39.
What an acrobatic finish. I love the dunk, but you got to give it up for that kind of layup.
Here's Jones. Backing down is Hibbert. Kobe comes with the double team.
He's a great rebounder, especially for his size, and he's done a good job for them on the board.
Fires the 3. Hibbert corrals the miss inside. And Hansbrough slams it in.
Despite his height, he's choosy with his dunks, but when he does, make way.
Big time lead they've got.
Yeah, they're playing extremely well.
Back to Artest. Wright covered by Hibbert. Takes the 3. Scooped up.
When he can turn a missed shot into that kind of slam, maybe the miss was a good thing.
Well, and what a lift it gives a team to see that type of play.
Well, he's leading by example. He's actually walking the talk when he makes plays like that.
Kobe comes with the double team. Here's Jones. Plus the hard. He would not be denied, and he'll have a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Boy, he's so graceful, so smooth when he takes it strong to the rim like that.
You know, Clark, you can pretty much always depend on him for those kinds of plays.
Yeah, graceful and powerful.
Sure. Here's Kobe. Right around 6 minutes left to the 4th. Stolen away.
Come on.
On the wing, Granger, covered by Artest. And he gets the bucket. Foul is called. 1 free throw for him. Here's Insanity. He's covered by Collison. Now Bell. Easy shot. Count it. And he's got 41. Here's Ford. Here's Rush. He's covered by Brown. Rush gets the bucket.
Now that's great court vision, Kevin. Even when he was about to shoot, he was still able to spot the open man.
Bell with it. Here's Gasol. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one.
Looking at the game for Gasol, he has 8 points, and he's rejected more than his share of shots today. This is something special. I mean, he hasn't missed a single shot. He made an effort to get into the defense a lot more by aggressively attacking the basket, and he's not shying away from the contact, which has given him some free throw opportunities.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Posey. Granger comes in for Brandon Rush. And it's Jones in for TJ Ford. Backing down is Hibbert. With the shot. The shot no good. And the Lakers go with it the other way.
This is one of the key reasons why they're losing. You have to get more production out of your core star players.
Here's Collison. 2:41 left in the game. Backing down is Hibbert. Pulls the trigger. Off target with the jump hook.
Nothing working for him here. He's just really struggling to find the basket.
I goes all alone.
Here's Blake,
And you
defended
give
by Jones.
The ball to the other side of the court.
Here's Insanity. Blake with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Jones. Blake misses. So it's Indiana now. On the line. Collison, no good.
He's really struggled to get into any kind of comfortable flow here. 0 points this quarter, and he really doesn't look like himself out there. Way to close out an opponent. Kevin, I think we're done here.
Left side, Collison. Dismissed.
Right now being held without a point in this quarter. Goose really struggling to find any kind of open looks.
Insanity, no good. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Outside Collison. It's dumped off. Hansbrough from 17 feet out. It falls short.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense, but sometimes they just don't fall. Uh-oh, a little bit of a statement made there while he hung on the rim.
That's one way to make sure the whole building knows exactly what you just did. To stop the run. And he hits the jumper for 2.
He's starting to pick up his game in this half.
Here's Blake. 58 seconds left to the 4th. Here's Insanity. He's covered by Collison. Here's Insanity. Buries it from deep.
I think there's still just
game.
not enough time left to mount a comeback.
Here is Collison. Granger for the 3. The rebound by Gasol. Deflected. Here's Insanity. Covered by Hibbert. Had a piece of it. And here's Indiana.
Less than a minute remaining now. Looks like this one's all but done, Kev.
Kept alive. Granger outside. Pacers give up possession.
That's exactly what a dominating defense can do. Get inside their heads, frustrate them a bit, and force them to make silly mistakes.
Here is Bell. Here's Insanity. From the wing. Kept alive. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
Thanks for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Doris Burke and the whole crew and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying...
My teammate in 2K10, he's a beast.
It has just been announced that you have been named the Conference Player of the Week for the past week. This is the first time you've received this award. Can we expect more of this from you in the future?
I'm definitely going to do my best to win Player of the Week every week, you know? I definitely couldn't have done it without help from my teammates, though, the coaches, and of course, the fans. Winning this award isn't what I work hard for all summer long, but it's certainly a great thing to get along the way towards the real prize.
Why the chemistry is the only one that I care about? Why? I thanks everybody. It's on Hall of Fame, right? Yeah, it's on Hall of Fame. I didn't expect to win with 28 points. Kobe, sorry my man, but you know. The only thing that I want is to make the playoffs. After we're going to be really high overall. But we are high overall. What? I want to see something, but oh, we are coming. 26.7. Let's see if we can make two straight wins. Let's see. Make at least 5 3-point shoots. What are you talking about? I'm not shooting 3-point shoots.
It's Tuesday night, and no better place to be than with the NBA on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg. It's Western Conference NBA action. The Memphis Grizzlies here at home. They're coming into this game after the loss to the Cavaliers in Cleveland. It turned into a laugher by the end, Clark. They really got destroyed.
Can't really say a lot of good things about areas of their play. Not great offensively, not great defensively either.
Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Insanity, he's in at the point. Kobe and Artest are the wingmen. Powell and Bynum filling up the middle. Lakers on D, following Rudy Gay's 3-point attempt. With the teardrop, it's hauled in by Bynum. Memphis on D. Rudy Gay, a coveted free agent this offseason, Clark, but there was also a sense that he has yet to reach his potential.
I would certainly agree with you there. I mean, he's still a bit one-dimensional right now. An athletic finisher, a good rebounder, and a decent jump shooter. But is that enough to command an elite player-type salary?
Yeah, good question. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. With Kobe getting all the attention, I think the casual observer might not realize just how much Pau Gasol means to this Lakers team. Phil Jackson said there are a number of things he does that are unnoticeable to the average person. And guys, when you talk about defensively, with his quickness to cover ground, with his great passing, and just his overall IQ for the game, Gasol is a huge part of the Lakers' dominance. Kevin, there's just no question about his impact.
He's been the difference in their 2 championships. Thanks, Doris. So where does Rudy Gay have to improve?
I would start with his ball handling, his ability to create off the dribble, shot selection, and then looking for other people when he doesn't have a high-quality shot.
Here's our test. It falls short.
Keep the ball.
Here are the Grizzlies with the ball.
Good look.
Grizzlies improved last season, managed 40 wins. That's 16 more than the prior year.
They really came out of the gate strong, I mean, but after the strong start, kind of fizzled a bit down the stretch, and then losing Marc Gasol for a period of time hurt him too.
That did hurt him, you're right. And so he makes both from the line. Rudy Gay has such a beautiful jumper, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a silky smooth stroke, Kevin. A nice feathery release and good follow-through as well. Solid and sound fundamentally.
Now here's Kobe. Good D by Gasol.
Tough D forces him to miss it at the rim. You won't see that very often.
The kick out to Mayo. Jacks up the triple, and that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. Mayo's got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball. Gay has been a decent three-point marksman as well, though last season, Clark, I saw that his percentage fell just a bit.
And you know, sometimes guys will just have a tough shooting season, but a lot of that has to do with shot selection and making sure your legs are solidly set before you shoot.
Our test on the way. He's covered by Gay. Can they get it? Cans the shot. He's got 5. Here's Conley, averaging 8 points a game. Outside Gasol. Right side Gasol. Pass to Randall. The baseline J. Lakers trail by 4 and stolen by Mayo.
He should leave those long bomb passes alone.
Insanity. It's the reach-in call. That's his first foul. Here's Gay, averaging 16 points. Slam dunk. Wow! Now the Sprite slam can for the replay.
Does he make it look easy or what, partner? Trust me, that's not easy.
Oh, I know it. I think he could climb over the backboard if he wanted to. Gets it to go. He's got 7. Here's Conley. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Randolph kicks to Mayo. Guarded by Kobe. Backing down is Gay to the right wing. For 3. It takes a bad bounce and goes out of bounds. Let's take a moment now to check out the top scorers around the league. And you look at Kobe Bryant, second in the league, having an excellent season.
There's no way you can light up the scoreboard with these kinds of numbers without help from your team. But averaging this many points per game takes a really special player, even with the best teammates in the world. You don't have to worry about him leading the team in scoring, but he will find ways to get involved on the offensive end.
Kobe against Mayo. Gay dishes to Randolph. And off the glass as he lays that one up and in.
Triple.
Randolph's got his second bucket of the night. Lakers trail by 4. Back to Gasol. Right side Gasol. Here's Insanity. From the wing. It's rebounded by Gasol.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
Yeah. Because it was a terrible shot.
Gets a good look. And Randolph with the basket on the assist by Conley. Randolph's got his third basket of the night. And here's Los Angeles. They trail by 6. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
One of the key elements in this one was that they were able to get to the foul line. The ability to get to the foul line, to draw fouls, and then make foul shots. That was huge.
Let's now go to Doris Burke over across the way. We spoke with Lionel Hollins, and Doris, take it away.
The memory of what happened to them in their first meeting with the Lakers is still fresh in his mind, and he said, obviously, we need to do a better job this time around, especially against Gasol and Kobe Bryant. He told me they've switched things up and are planning on taking it right to the Lakers stars today. Let's see if they back up that statement, guys.
And thank you, Doris.
They just haven't been able to contain Gabe. He's already got 8 points and also a block shot.
The question last year, at least one of the questions was, would the Lakers, Clark, still be as successful with swapping out Artest for Trevor Ariza?
And that's a legitimate question because you never know how the dynamics of a team change when you change personnel.
Right. Here is Conley, a 12-point game. So with Gasol on the bench. This is Phil Jackson's lineup. Odom plays the 4 with Bynum at the center. Kobe and Artest are the wingmen. And thinking of those changes with Artest, I suppose you can also say that both Artest and Ariza are so talented it doesn't matter which is in there since they have such vast skill sets.
You know what? You can go both ways on that one. Yes and no, because they are different players. It does change the dynamic of the team. I think Ariza was a consistent three-point threat as well as being an active, energetic defender. Ron has been a little more streaky at the three-point line, but the physicality and the toughness, there's an intimidation factor, I think, that Ron brings to the court that very few other players can bring. Nobody wants to deal with being guarded by Artest over the course of a ball game because he's frustrating, he's physical, and he relishes trying to get you off your game.
I would agree with that. No problems knocking that one down. He's got 13.
You've got to close out on that mid-range jump shot.
And here is Conley. Mason with it. A 3. That's in there. Conley with the assist. And the Grizzlies lead by 13.
That's how you extend the lead. I mean, they have tremendous confidence going for them right now. And that confidence is leading to some excellent shooting.
And here are the Grizzlies now. And playing the Lakers here for the second time.
We saw them play a good game of basketball, Kevin. But when you're outmatched, your good is going up against their great. That makes it hard to win. Big momentum builders, those second chance points.
Baseline jumper, no good. And it's Memphis the other way. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
You know, they just struggle to make shots. And sometimes with teams, when they're missing shots, it has a way to take other parts of their game down too. That's too easy. D's got to get to him about 8 feet further out.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Look at the Lakers. Here in the early part of the season, they've acquired the 3rd best record in the conference. And, of course, the Grizzlies, 2 games back.
Boy, still looking for their first win against this team. They've got to be extra motivated to try to get off the snide against these guys.
Here's Insanity. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. Here is Conley. Six points for him. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Randolph. Kept alive. 1 on the clock. Stolen away.
And that's his 2nd turnover in this quarter alone.
Here's Kobe. And it's Rudy Gay with the rebound. Here comes Michael Conley. He has 7. Back to Gay. Guarded now by Lamar Odom. Randolph guarded by Kobe. Over Bryant. Again Memphis.
He's really one of the big reasons why they have the lead now. He's playing an extremely efficient game. It's fun to watch.
Here's insanity. And the rebound goes to Roger Mason.
Every time they get under the glass, it seems like they're getting all of the rebounding opportunity.
From 6 feet, and it's Conley that time on the assist by Gasol. Conley's got 9. Timeout called the Lakers. Here's insanity. 17 points in the game. Pass to Bynum. He's up against Gasol. Here's insanity. And oh, that was close. He draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. The Memphis Grizzlies had a bounce back year last season.
But, Kevin, they had an easier time out east than they did against the meat grinder that is the Western Conference. Just a 22-30 mark in conference play. This is one of the key reasons why they're losing. You have to get more production out of your core star players.
Conley against Kobe. Fires from the high post. Again, Memphis. Clark, it's got to be frustrating for franchises like Memphis that might make the playoffs if they played in the East. But they just can't break out of the pack in the West.
Well, no question about it, Kevin, but you've got to play where you're planted. There are plenty of people who'd like to see a different playoff system that would allow the top 16 teams in regardless of record. I'm not one of them. 8 from each conference. That's how it should be.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. The 82-game grind of the regular season, always an endurance contest for NBA players.
I like what Shane Battier said, Kevin. He thought the season should be shortened. I don't know if 58 games is the number, but I'm a proponent of at least shortening the season by 12 games. Maybe take a month off the regular season.
They retain possession. The second chance effort. Another block. The Lakers really having a tough go here. 17-point game. Can't get the ball from downtown.
There was a poll taken last season among NBA players asking which players had the best basketball IQ. Guess who came in first? Kobe Bryant.
No surprise there, huh?
None at all.
Randolph passes to Gay. Gay right side. Another miss by Gay.
He's had some problems finding the range here in this quarter.
And Clark, talk about Kobe's understanding of the game. Know about his skill level, but his awareness on the court really sets him apart.
Yeah, it does, Kevin. I mean, he grew up in a basketball family. His father played in the NBA. Jelly Bean Bryant played for a number of years. So he was always around the game, but he took it to another level in his diligence in studying the game and recapturing and knowing its history.
Here's Randolph. Goes up. And the Lakers have possession. Trailing by 17. Here's insanity. No luck on the three-point attempt. Big time lead they've got.
Yeah, they're playing extremely well.
And here is Mason. Gay kicks to Randall. Over Bynum. And it's the Lakers' ball. Gay picks him up defensively. And the Lakers with another miss.
I'm sure he'd like to have a do-over here. He just hasn't been able to make a significant contribution in this one.
Conley kicks to Gay. To the wing. Gasol. Right side Gasol. The dump off. To end the drought. Conley, guarded by Odom. Gets the whistle, and he'll go to the line.
Kevin, last season was Zach Randolph's 4th consecutive season averaging a double-double.
Pau Gasol is checked in for the Lakers. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. People thought the Grizzlies made a mistake in acquiring Randolph, but it proved to be the exact opposite.
Yeah, and I think Zach Randolph played with the chip on his shoulder. He worked hard, kept his name out of the paper for the wrong reasons, and made the All-Star team.
Nice work there coming off the screen. He's got 21. And Clark Randolph helped lift the Grizzlies to their best season in years.
Yeah, and you know, the Grizzlies have some promising young talent. The question is, can they take the next step? Nothing's working for him here. He's just really struggling to find the basket.
Here's Insanity.
Oh my
Off the
God.
mark with the 3-ball.
I don't understand. Kevin, the three hasn't been kind to him here in the first half, but he still continues to fire away.
And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. One thing you like about the Lakers, this is a team that not only Clark is a solid team at home, but they are just as terrific on the road.
Well, 23 road wins is a good mark, Kevin, but they won 29 the year before, so they did go a step back. But nonetheless, when you've got the kind of championship pedigree that this team has, you're not so much worried about what your numbers say as much as you are about how healthy you are and what level are we playing at when it's time to go in the postseason.
And let's go to Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have for us?
Guys, there were a lot of questions about whether last season would be Phil Jackson's final one, whether he'd retire. After they won the title and he set a record for most coaching championships, he said he was leaning towards retiring. He decided to return, though, saying, "Count me in." After a couple of weeks of deliberation, it's time to get back to the challenge of putting together a team that can defend its title. It'll be the last stand for me, and I hope it's a grand one. Guys, good to have him back.
It certainly is. Thank you, Doris. Conley kicks to Mayo. Let's go with the 3. Kept alive. Gasol draws the foul. He'll get a trip to the line.
Tough interior defense means not allowing easy baskets. Good foul.
The first one falls. He's perfect from the line this time. Marc Gasol, when he touches the ball, it seems good things always seem to happen.
Well, you know, he's got excellent footwork. His hands are really good. So he can score inside. He can step out and make the mid-range jump shot. And he's also a pretty good passer.
Here's Insanity. The shot is off. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. And here is Conley. He's got 11. Pass to Randolph. Now Gabe. Covered by Artest. But he stays with it. It's blocked.
He hasn't had the type of game that we thought we'd see. But despite that, the team is still doing quite well.
And Clark, between Marc Gasol, as you mentioned, and Zach Randolph, the Grizzlies have a pretty solid front court.
Yeah, and because of that front court, I think they were very competitive last season. Those guys up front anchored the team pretty well.
Here's Insanity over by Conley. Here's Insanity. He's got 23. Another shot. Scooped up. Gasol's shot is good. Gasol's got his second basket of the night.
In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency. But here in the second, he's turned it around.
Here's Conley, but he recovers it. Another block. Here are the Lakers. 17-point game. Now here's Kobe, averaging 28 points a game. That's good.
I actually think he made that shot a little harder than it needed to be. But he showed a nice touch to knock it down.
Now that we have a moment, let's take a peek at the teams that are leading the league in blocks. Look at the Lakers.
Talking about block shots. You want block shots? Talk to the...
Oh my God, again at 20.
So it's Memphis now. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Conley and Mayo in the backcourt. Randolph and Gasol together inside. And Gabe. So that's the group for Lionel Hollins as we begin the second half.
Well, he doesn't have the softest touch. And with the D right in his face, that made all the difference.
Here's Randolph. Blocked. Now Bynum. He has 6.
Good execution on the break leads to the nice bucket.
Here is Conley. It's an 18-point game. Back to Gabe. Picked up by Artest. Randolph. It's blocked. Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. They can look forward to the Rockets Arena after this matchup to take on Houston. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Here's Mayo. 10 points for him. Gasol backing down from the left block.
They come out here in the third, ice cold.
Off the glass, off target. Gay gets a hand on it. And here comes Conley. Outside Gasol. Dumps it off. Randolph passes to Conley. Kept alive. The second effort. Chokes on the layup.
You can't D up a layup any better than that. Nice work. That's really a terrific look inside. Set him up beautifully.
11 points in the game. Gasol against Randolph. Here's what Memphis has lined up on their schedule. They'll be facing the Denver Nuggets, and that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Here's Gay, right now averaging 17 points a game.
Kevin, you know, I love that. Finishing strong.
For a backcourt player, Clark, he looks right at home, 5 into the hoop. Now Mayo. Gasol backing down. Over Bynum. It's Gasol missing. Smooth looking offense right now.
And they're on a tear, Kev. Can they add to this run? He's having a big game on the glass. His hustle and tenacity is outstanding.
Randolph against Bynum. Here's Randolph. Scooped up. And good with the shot. And the whistle blows for the contact and a chance for one more.
Good game for Gasol. He has 8 points, and his 2 blocks have given them a lift defensively. Passing and free throws, those are 2 areas where you love to get production.
Marc Gasol lost some weight prior to last season, Clark. A little quicker on his feet.
Yeah, he's one of the league's most underrated players, too, Kevin. I mean, you throw him to trade with the Lakers for his brother Powell. That's the only time in league history that siblings have been traded for one another.
Tony Turioff, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Shannon Brown, he's checked in for the Lakers. Here's Insanity, over by Conley. Insanity, blocked. Now the Grizzlies with it. They led the game at 1 point by 20. But Clark, Marc Gasol has proven to be more than just a throw-in.
Yeah, he's a terrific player. I mean, he's strong, he's physical, doesn't mind banging. And you think about it, a rare combination of being a physical banger and a skilled player as well.
And he's good on the second. Here's Mayo. He's got 10. Conley with it. And it's Gasol with the rebound. The Grizzlies finished last season 40-42. They were number 10 in the Western Conference.
And Kevin, even though they didn't make the playoffs, it was a 16-win improvement on the prior season and their best season in the past 4 years.
Back to Gay. Covered by Artest. Pulls up. High post. Shot's good by Gay. Gay's got 13. Here's Insanity. 32 points in the game. For these Memphis fans, just as important overall was the home record. They were a winning team at home.
Yeah, 23-18 here at the FedEx Forum. They gave their hometown fans something to cheer about, and we're in the playoff chase for a while there until fading late. He is so tenacious on the board. How many times have we seen putbacks like that from him?
He can clear off the paint like very few others can.
You know what you might call him, Kevin? A rebounding virtuoso.
Yeah, I like it. That's right. Here's Mayo. He's covered by Brown. And Turioff backs down. Some solid D here from Bynum.
He had a little daylight there, but he's far from automatic. Nice job to advance the orange. Way to get it up court for the open finish.
Here is Conley. 11 points in the game. pass to Randolph. Working on Gasol. Randolph can't hit.
This quarter's been a disaster for him, Kevin. He just can't buy a bucket.
Gasol backing down. Can't cut the lead to single digits. And here are the Grizzlies now. They lead by 11. Conley kicks to Gay. Guarded down by Andrew Bynum. Here's Randolph. Randolph missing again. Here are the Lakers. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. Here's Insanity over by Conley. The lead now in single digits. He's got 36. Here is Conley, averaging 9 points per contest. The baseline J, and there's O.J. Mayo on the assist by Conley. Mayo's got 12. Timeout called the Lakers. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Marc Gasol's checked in for Zuri. Arthur comes in for Zach Randolph. And Sam Young is subbed in for Rudy Gay. The Lakers also changing it up. Brandon Wright's checked in for Bynum. Odom comes in for Ron Artest. And Kobe is subbed in for Shannon Brown. Shoots. Kept alive. Here's Insanity. On the mark from 16 feet out. He has 38 in the game.
21,
And here
6.
is Conley. He's got 11.
And we lose with 9.
Gasol backing down. Shot clock at 2. Looking to heat up a bit. Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got 13 points.
Excellent body control allowed him to get around his man. You can't really practice the leaner. It's all about natural ability.
Here's Insanity, over by Conley. Puts too much on. Conley is called for the charge. That's his third foul of the game.
Great job by the defender that time. He got his feet set, stood his ground, and absorbed the contact.
And the action on hold, as it appears there's been an injury. Yep, he's definitely in a bad way out there right now. Tough to see.
Kevin, this is certainly one aspect of the game that you never want to see. Hopefully the injury's not too severe, and he'll be able to return to action soon.
At this point in your career, how frustrating is it to have picked up an injury that appears as if it's going to keep you sidelined for quite some time?
It's disappointing. More disappointing than frustrated. I feel like I let the team down, and I feel like I let the fans down. If I would have worked that little bit harder in practice and training, could this injury have been avoided? That's the kind of stuff I think about. What more could I have done to avoid this? Every day is a learning experience in the NBA, I can tell you that much.
Oh my God.
From what the trainers told me, this injury is going to keep you on the sidelines for a few games. The team will manage in your absence. Just focus on coming back 100%, both mentally and physically. The game is now simulating until you're ready to return to action.
Oh my God, they lost how many games? They make 4 wins and they lost 7. Where is the calendar? I got injured here, and they make 1, 2 loses, 5, 6 loses, and 3, 4 wins. I lost 9 games. So we can upgrade our 3-point shoot. Tip 1. I'm not here anymore because of the injury.
We've got basketball action at Staples Center in Los Angeles, the home of the Lakers, here on 2K Sports. Happy holidays, sports fans. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg. You look at the Bucks. They enter a difficult part of their schedule, Clark, with a lot of road games to deal with. The question will be whether they can face the adversity head on and power through it.
Boy, still looking for their first win against this team. They've got to be extra motivated to try to get off the snide against these guys.
Now, the starting group for the Milwaukee Bucks. Jennings and Salmons in the backcourt. Mba Amute is down low with Bogut and Maggette. Bogut, it's blocked. Bucks on D. Looking at this Laker team along with Dallas, LA had the best record against the East of all the Western Conference teams.
And Kevin, not surprisingly, those were your top 2 seeds in the West when the regular season came to an end.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, Ron Artest, known throughout the league for his toughness, but teammate Lamar Odom, who's known him since they were kids, says his IQ for the game is an underrated part of his game. He's an underrated ball handler and an underrated passer. But Lamar added, he's also a master at intimidation, which is not a negative in the NBA, Kevin.
Not at all. Thanks, Doris. Kobe misses. Going back to the Lakers' East record, having a good or even greater interconference record is a key to winning just at the beginning of your division.
Yeah, and not only your division, but beyond that, Kevin, if you want to win the West, you need to be able to beat teams from the East, and that's exactly what they did.
And these conferences take great pride overall in the kind of teams they have, and I think right now it's fair to say that the West has a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, I think that's been the case for most of the last decade when you take a look at it. You know, when you look at Andrew Bogut, I think he's very underrated defensively. He's among the best in the league in block shots and charges taken. That's a unique combination for a center.
Here's Insanity, averaging 26 points a game. Baseline jumper, cannot hit. And the Bucks going the other way right now. Fresh from a win against Portland.
We saw them play a really determined game when it came to chasing down rebounds, getting the 50-50 balls, getting good second chance opportunities. I mean, you love that kind of aggressiveness. That was impressive.
And Clark, Bogut was second in the NBA last season in block shots with over 2.5 a game.
Yeah, more than doubling his average from the season before, Kevin. I think his development as a defender was a big factor for the Bucks getting to the playoffs.
And again, the Lakers no good.
With that, they find themselves missing on 4 of their first 5 shot attempts. That's not a good start. Actually, it's a bad start for them.
Jennings against our test. Maggette right side. The dump off. 3 on the clock. And Bahamute, and he slams it home. Here's the replay on the Sprite Slam cam.
Uh-oh. A little bit of a statement made there while he hung on the rim.
That's one way to make sure the whole building knows exactly what you just did. Now here's Kobe. Right side, Kobe. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And seeing Kobe out there, you think about how he signed a 3-year contract extension last season.
Yeah, I think the deal made sense for both him and the Lakers, Kevin. Another window for a championship is certainly open, and they feel like they can get it done a few more times under his leadership.
Here's Salmons. Right now averaging 11 points a game. Pass to Jennings. And here's Mbamute. Salmons with it. 5 on the clock. Takes it up. They rule this one. Goaltender. Count the shot.
They're really giving them all they can handle here. The defense is having a hard time keeping up.
Here's Insanity. Find him with a screen on Jennings. Here's Insanity. Rebounded by Corey Maggette. And as you mentioned, the defense a step slow, trying to defend this offensive onslaught.
Yeah, Kevin, I mean, when they're shooting at such a high percentage like they are, they're really difficult to beat.
Here's Insanity. Following the basket by Brandon Jennings. Down low, Kobe. Salmons covering on the line. Shots good by Kobe.
Just put the ball in his hands, Kevin, and watch him go to work. He's going to make something good happen.
Maggette against our chest. Swiped it away.
He got caught napping. You've got to pay attention and protect the ball. So when you run the fast break correctly, it's a thing of beauty.
Here's Salmons. Under 8 minutes left in the first. Here's Mbamute. Bogut with a screen on our test. Just 4 to shoot. Oh, he's bumped by the D, and he'll go to the line. You know, watching the Bucks, you talk about Coach Scott Skiles and what he thinks of this young kid. He says he's a pretty quick study.
Yeah, he is. I mean, the kid's got a terrific head for the game, a thirst for knowledge, and a desire to get better.
Lakers trail by 6. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Phil Jackson. He's counting on getting a strong defensive performance out of his team today. He said it's something we've come to rely on. Our defense is really where it all starts for us. Let's see what they do, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. So defense is the key early on.
You know, it's not surprising, Kevin, when you think about the great team. So much of their game planning really starts at the defensive end of the floor.
Well, with this break in the action, let's see which players have had the hot hand lately. Here are the top scorers in the past month. Here's Jennings. Playing Portland, he was nearly unstoppable. Here's Mbamute. Just 3 to shoot. From deep.
Well, you know, it doesn't seem like they've missed many shots here.
They couldn't beat the buzzer. That's a turnover. So it's the Lakers now. They trail by 6. Here's Insanity. Outside Artest.
The lob was a little misjudged, and he couldn't get control of it.
Maggette kicks to Jennings. Salmons. He dumps it off. Bogut backing him down. A rebound by Gasol.
He hasn't been able to get on track here.
Gets it to go. 6 points for him.
Beautiful, beautiful pass. Well executed there.
Bucks leading by 4. Jennings passes to Salmons. Guarded by Kobe. From 17 feet out. Again, the miss by Bogut.
Nothing's working for him here. He's just really struggling to find the basket.
From about 19 feet.
Hey,
No
come
good.
on,
And the
man.
Bucks
That's
going
my
the other way
range.
right now. This is the second
I'm
time
not
they've
losing
matched up
one
against
to
Los
the other.
Angeles.
You know, getting blown out, Kevin, can be a bit demoralizing. No question about that. That's why you see so many teams fighting in the fourth quarter to get back to a reasonable differential. But this just was not a good game for them. You know, Kevin, it's really early, but they need to get a handle on these turnovers. Taking care of the ball gives you a chance to run your offense.
Kept alive. Insanity sets a pick. Another shot. And that one's good by Kobe. Kobe's got his second basket of the night. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Now we get a chance to check out. Milwaukee also making some changes. Bogut comes in for Drew Gooden. And Michael Redd is subbed in for Mbamute. Here's Redd. Hits the quick shot. And the Bucks lead by 7.
That's unselfish team basketball right there, Kevin.
Seeing this Milwaukee team, they were just 15-15 against the West a season ago.
You know, that's an improvement on the season before, Kevin, but there's still plenty of room to get better in that area.
Here's Insanity. Good from the high post. He's got 8. Here is Jennings. 8 points for him. Here's Bogut. Some solid D here from Bynum. Mark, to follow up on that, do you mean get better if they want to win their division or just win in general?
Well, I think it's a combination of both. You look at all the top seeds in the East from a year ago, and they all had winning records versus the West. If you want home court advantage in the playoffs, you need to do well outside of the conference.
So it's the Lakers now, following the shot by Michael Redd. Odom with a screen on Maggette. Here's Insanity. Got a piece of it. Bucks leading by 5. Tosses it up. Redd misses.
There's another example, Kevin, of how they're hustling to all the missed shots to get an edge in the rebounding area.
Here's Insanity. Makes it from 18 feet out. He's got 10. Here is Jennings. Right now averaging 15 points a game. Timeout called the Bucks. Here's Jennings. Pass to Bogut. Bynum on. And the basket by Bogut. Bogut's got 5 now.
He's been extremely active out there, and he has the stats to prove it. Terrific hustle.
Here's Jennings. He's got 8. And here is Redd. Bogut backing him down. Guarded down by Andrew Bynum. And again, Andrew Bogut. Bogut's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Speed is only part of the equation here. He's not blinding quick, but he was determined to take that one to the rim.
And Bynum backing in. Here's Insanity. Puts the hammer down.
Oh, what a great look to get it inside. That's the way to find him when he's ready to score.
Here's Salmons. 38 seconds left in the first quarter. Artest against Rick. Maggette outside. Over Odom. No good from Maggette. Lakers trail by 3. Here's Insanity, and the Lakers tack on 2 more.
When he gets it going like this, you've got to double team it. That's your only hope.
And here comes Jennings. Let's go with the 3. That's good. Jennings has got 11.
Boy, this is fun to watch. This guy is putting on a show right now. He's making it look really easy.
First quarter over, and big numbers up on the board. The Bucks on top, up by 4.
They're making the extra pass and finding guys.
Close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. Here's Insanity. 16 points for him. So with Gasol on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. Insanity in at point guard. Odom plays the 4 with Bynum at the center. Kobe and Artest are the wingmen.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
Bogut backing him down. Jennings with the bucket. Jennings has got 13.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
Here's Bynum. It's hauled in by Michael Redd. Now Jennings, 13 points in the game. Knocked loose for the alley-oop.
Boy, these guys have a terrific feel for each other. You have to in order to make plays like that.
Don't you think you can tell that they love being on the court together?
Boy, they're having a good time.
Lakers trail by 8. Here's a guy you know, Clark, Michael Redd, returning from knee injury last season when he re-tore his ACL and unfortunately his MCL as well.
Yeah, I felt so bad for Michael. He and I are fairly close. I get to see him quite a bit during the summer in Columbus. Frustrating, scary, disappointing, disheartening. Now you have to wonder, but I know Mike when I know how hard he's going to work, so I don't doubt that he'll come back in good fashion and ready to finish his career in a strong way, however much longer it's going to last.
Pass to Bynum. Hold him a screen. Off the pick. The shot's good from Bynum. Bynum's got his first 2 points of the night.
He'll make that shot all game long. The defense has got to get over the top of that screen.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
All right, admitted center. Look who's coming onto the court. Come on.
Here's Redd. He has 6. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
I like the job they're doing. A much better job of getting him involved in the offense here in the second quarter.
Owed him a screen. Here's Insanity, and he falls. Freed up off the pick. He's got 18.
Terrific pick to set up that basket. The little things are the big things, and they can always make a difference.
With authority.
Boy, he can produce some rim rattlers, Kevin. This guy can fly.
Well, the whole building, Clark, knows what's going to happen when he goes up. Here's Insanity. 18 points for him. He's guarded by Jennings. On the wing, Kobe. Right side, Kobe. He dishes it. Kept alive. Here's Insanity. Bynum goes up. Got a hand on it.
Come on. Nothing is going green.
And here is Salmons.
We are in this point of the game.
He read that pass like a book, all over.
Now let's check in with the third member of our crew, Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, there were a lot of questions about whether last season would be Phil Jackson's final one, whether he'd retire. After they won the title and he set a record for most coaching championships, he said he was leaning towards retiring. He decided to return, though, saying, "Count me in." After a couple of weeks of deliberation, it's time to get back to the challenge of putting together a team that can defend its title. It'll be the last stand for me, and I hope it's a grand one. Guys, good to have him back.
It certainly is. Thank you, Doris. Here's Bogut. Blocked.
Well, Kevin, they need to crash the boards effectively here.
Here's Insanity. Salmons covering. And Bynum backing in. Money on the 10-footer. Bynum's got 6. Here's Jennings. He's got 13. Bucks really made an impact in the postseason, scaring the Hawks and taking them to a 7th game.
Yeah, that's very strong progress. They bought into their team identity, and they really played hard for each other. That was impressive. Brought back the fear of the deer phrase, which I haven't heard in a while. That's the Bucks mascot for those of you all that may not be familiar.
Here's Kobe, and that's collected by Bogut.
He's been AWOL this quarter. When his team is down and in need of some scoring from him, he hasn't shown up.
Milwaukee, no good that time either. Here's Insanity. 18 points for him. And Jennings picks him up defensively. Here's Insanity. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. The question last year, at least one of the questions was, would the Lakers, Clark, still be as successful with swapping out Artest for Trevor Ariza?
And that's a legitimate question because you never know how the dynamics of a team change when you change personnel.
Right.
So clearly it was something that was going to be a work in progress. It remained to be seen, but I think the play of the Lakers in the postseason kind of answered that. Ron brought an element of toughness and physicality. Now, he can be a little wayward and a little bit of he can be a little wayward with some of his decisions, but typically he overcomes that with his effort and his tenacity and his versatility, I think, at the defensive end of the floor.
And an older guy for a younger, promising, rising player like Trevor Ariza.
Yeah, and in the context of the makeup of the Lakers team, I felt Phil Jackson and the coaching staff and the organization and his teammates felt that this would be a good added piece, and so far that's proven to be true.
Very good. Both teams deciding to change it up. Bucks leading by 4. Douglas Roberts with the ball. Looking for his first bucket of the game. Here's Insanity. About 6.5 minutes left in the second. And thinking of those changes with Artest, I suppose you can also say that both Artest and Ariza are so talented it doesn't matter which is in there since they have such vast skill sets.
You know what? You can go both ways on that one. Yeah. Yes and no, because they are different players. It does change the dynamic of the team. I think Ariza was a consistent three-point threat as well as being an active, energetic defender. Ron has been a little more streaky at the three-point line, but the physicality and the toughness, there's an intimidation factor, I think, that Ron brings to the court that very few other players can bring. Nobody wants to deal with being guarded by Artest over the course of a ball game because he's frustrating, he's physical, and he relishes trying to get you off your game.
I would agree with that. The league's marquee franchise players just love coming to L.A. Great market, great organization.
Well, great history, too, and not to mention the championship trophies that are part of the Laker history and tradition, and it's easy to sell that because at the end of the day, Kevin, these guys are making a lot of money. They love playing the game, but they want to win. They want to be in a winning environment, in a winning culture, and nobody's done it much better in all the sports than the Los Angeles Lakers.
And the first one drops. Brandon Jennings, the former National High School Player of the Year, over 35 points a game as a senior.
And he took an interesting route for him to get to the NBA. I mean, he was scheduled to go to college in Arizona and then decided to play overseas in Rome.
Here is Douglas Roberts. Right now averaging 5 points a game. Dumps it off. Outside Jennings. Here's Gooden. Milwaukee, no good that time either. And Clark, you talk about Brandon Jennings, who was an early favorite for Rookie of the Year in the NBA.
Yeah, he got off to that terrific start. He hung 55 on the Golden State Warriors, and then he cooled off a bit as the season wore on.
And Baamute with it. Maggette outside. Shoots over Kobe, and that one's good by Maggette. Maggette's got his second basket of the night. Here's Insanity. He's got 26. It's Kobe Bryant on the wing. Pass to Bynum. He's against Gooden. Bynum, no good. Bucks leading by 4. Maggette outside. Now Bell. And Bynum backing in. Here's Insanity. Nice D from Maggette. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And I love the unselfishness. It's a joy to watch. Great defense there. Challenged the path of the shooter, which caused the miss.
Passes it back. Here's Insanity, covered by Douglas Roberts. Gasol backing down. The baseline, Jay. The shot misses. And the Bucks going the other way right now. They've led by as much as 10. And they're off to Sacramento after this game as they travel to Arco Arena. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip.
There's always the chance for something special to happen when he's headed to the basket.
Well, you can anticipate it, but as a defender, you can't necessarily stop it. Tries to drop it in, but it won't go. Milwaukee in the lead. It's blocked. Right around. 3 minutes left in the half. Here's Insanity. Right now averaging 27 points a game.
I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter.
Here is Jennings. Now Mbamute. Here's Douglas Roberts. And, yep, that falls, and the foul is called. We'll see him shoot one from the free throw. Levant's also changing it up. Corey Maggette, he's checked in for Carlos Delfino. On the court for the Bucks. John Salmons and Corey Maggette fill out the wing. And Mbamute is down low with Bogut and Jennings. Bucks leading by 6. Leads him in. Maggette rips it down and draws the foul. He'll have a chance for a three-point play. It's going to be on Kobe Bryant, and he makes the free throw.
Looking at the numbers for Corey Maggette, he has 8 points, and he's had a steal in there, too.
Here's Insanity. The three. Good. He has 29. Here's Jennings. 14 points for him. Kobe comes with the double team. Here's Maggette, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That one is on our test. Now that we have the chance to show you the teams in the top of the NBA in steals this year. Look at the Lakers, the number 2 team in the NBA, really deft in getting their hands in the lane.
This team is an elite defensive team. Why? Because they do a nice job moving their feet, positioning their body, and playing with active hands. And when you do that, you come up with steals, and they're one of the league's best in that category as a team.
Here's Fisher, right now averaging 5 points a game. Here's Insanity, and again it's the Lakers. Here is Jennings. It's dumped off. And here is Salmons. Great anticipation. Here's Insanity, and he dunks that one through.
The steal led to an easy bucket in transition. That's a nice sequence.
Here's Salmons. Outside Jennings. Takes it up. Answers right back with a dunk of his own.
And look at how he posed on the rim for a few seconds after that. That's never going to endear you to your opponents. They don't like that kind of stuff.
No, he was enjoying that one so much he didn't want to let go.
Yeah, I think he's throwing salt in the wound there.
Got the bucket and the foul.
Nice. Big momentum builders, those second chance points.
That free throw good from Gasol. Seeing Gasol, Clark, I'm reminded of a quote about him from LaMarcus Aldridge when he said he's a great passer. He fits into the system so well because they have so many threats. He's right.
Yeah, he's terrific as a passer, Kevin. He's smart, and it was a hand-in-glove fit with him in the triangle offense.
Just 5 to shoot. Maggette, guarded by Kobe. No good from Maggette.
It's not been a day to remember, but if they get the win, I'm sure being the team player that he is, he'll be fine. Tipped. Well, he's having some trouble with the ball right now after a pretty clean and sharp first half where he coughed it up just once, Kevin.
And here is Salmons. He has 6.
He got too casual with the ball there, and it led to a steal.
Lakers trail by 3. And those turnovers, Clark, we were talking about, maybe he's lost some focus.
Yeah, I think he perhaps has lost some focus. You've got to give the defense some credit. The pressure has increased, and he's also gotten a little careless, so he's just got to reel himself back in, refocus, recalibrate, and take care of the ball.
Timeout called, the Bucks. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Look at the Heat, best team in the conference, really having a nice season, looking to maintain that through the playoffs. And checking out Milwaukee, way down below. Making a switch here, the Bucks. Milwaukee made the playoffs, but they have some room to improve on the road.
Well, 18 up and 23 down. Not terrible, but clearly an area that needs to be polished up a bit, especially if they want to be a dominant team in the East. they've got to get that road win total up.
Here's insanity. 37 points for him.
He didn't catch the ball, man.
Outside Jennings.
Way too many turnovers from him in this one, Kevin.
He was talking about his turnovers, Clark. He just doesn't look confident out there for some reason.
No, he's very shaken, he's uncomfortable, and he's unsure. And we all have days like that. Even those of us that do our job pretty well, you just have to get focused and move on, try to relax, and try to get something good going for you.
Here's Maggette. A little long, but it goes in. Maggette's got 12. Here are the Lakers. They're on a 14-6 run. Here's insanity. He's guarded by Jennings. Back to Artest. Pass to Bryant. 4 on the clock.
And you look at what they've done, or rather what they haven't done, it's hold on to the ball. They've had 4 turnovers already this quarter.
The Lakers trail. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
Let's take a timeout. We got the lead after 3 quarters. We need one because they're going to run away again.
Here's insanity, averaging 28 points a game. Arcs it high. Kobe's shot is off. And the Bucks with possession. They've led by as much as 10.
That's really a terrific look inside. Set him up beautifully.
Lakers trail by 3. Here's insanity. Baseline jumper. Good as the jump shot falls. He's got 39.
You don't have to worry about him leading the team in scoring, but he will find ways to get involved on the offensive end.
Red kicks to Bogut. Over Bynum. Bogut,
Oh,
that's good.
Come on now.
Bogut's got 9.
He's just a man among boys. That destroyed any chance they had of guarding.
Bynum with a screen on Jennings. Pass to Bryant. Right side, Kobe. Here's insanity. It's hauled in by Bogut. Bucks leading by 3. Bynum on it. Blocked. Here are the Lakers. It's a 3-point game. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
I didn't think we saw a real strong outing defensively from them, Kevin. And very few teams can get away with winning, maybe a handful of games, if that, relying solely on their offense.
Head kicks to Jennings. Bogut backing him down. Guarded now by Andrew Bynum. No good from Bogut. The Lakers with a chance to retake the lead.
Come on, man. Give the ball.
Artest against Red. For the lead. No good. And it's Milwaukee the other way. Just over 4 minutes left in the third quarter. From 11 feet away, it's blocked. It's a close game here in Los Angeles. And here's Kobe from the arc. Kept the line. Draws the foul. He'll get a trip to the line. Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
And Wade.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. One thing about Ron Artest, he's a lightning rod. He can be a controversial guy, but you take with the good with the bad with him.
Without question, you know what you're getting. He's supremely talented. He wants to win, but every now and then he does get a little distracted.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Pau Gasol has checked in for Bynum. White comes in for Lamar Odom. And it's Brown in for Kobe. Making a switch here, the Bucks. Julian, the pass to Bogut. And that one barely misses as he
If he
draws
can take
contact. 2
him,
free throws coming up.
Well, late.
And back to our test, he's had his
With
fair share of
Gasol
controversy over the
included,
years, from the malice at the palace to asking for time off to focus on his music.
Well, as somebody once said, Ron is the kind of guy who walks to the beat of his own drummer, but his drummer is playing a flute.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
Bogut's low post game is really starting to round into form. I mean, the Bucks did a really good job of getting him touches and getting him involved offensively last year.
Here's Salmons. He has 6. Dueling with it. Dumps it off. And Mute kicks to Salmons. He's covered by Brown. Brown against Salmons. And it's Gasol with the rebound.
Oh my God.
Clark, one area, though, where Bogut has room to grow, getting to the free throw line and knocking him down.
Yeah, just over 2 free throws made per game on only around 63% shooting. That's not good enough.
The Bucks trail. Dueling for 3. That's good. Here's Insanity. 43 points in the game. He's covered by Dooley. Lets it go from the wing. And the Lakers check on 2 more.
Well, he's not a premier scorer, but he's contributed big time on the offensive end today.
Bogut backing him down. And good off the glass as he lays it in.
Bogut for you, man.
Bogut's got 12.
You can't let them get that close to the hoop if you're the defense. Come on.
Back to Gasol. Guarded now by Andrew Bogut. Kept alive.
All alone.
Well, Kevin, they've been
bro.
fighting it out for the rebounds here, so far it's an even match in that area.
Here's Delfino, covered by Artest.
No.
Dueling with it. Pulls up from the elbow. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in. Here's Insanity. It's a 3-point game. He's covered by Dooley. That's good.
Right now, he's just too good, Kevin. Way too good. They need to bring a second defender and try to make him give up the ball.
Milwaukee in the lead. You know, one of the stories last season, Clark, in the playoffs for the Lakers was after that early scare to the Thunder of Oklahoma City in the first round, the Lakers really turned it up in the playoffs. In fact, it was that Game 5 that kind of rebooted. They kind of found themselves.
Yeah, they certainly did. Sometimes you have to have your back against the wall. You got to go through that crucible of almost losing an important game in the playoffs to be able to get your second win and gain that extra wave of confidence. And that's kind of what happens with the Lakers. I mean, anytime you face a team like the Thunder that has the leading scorer in the league in Kevin Durant, you know it's not going to be easy, and the Lakers saw that to be true, and yet they were able to work through that.
Thunder had those young legs.
And a lot of confidence,
Yes.
and an unbelievable building.
They didn't blink. They did not blink.
Not at all. They were relishing the opportunity, thrilled to be in the playoffs, but they felt like they could beat, not only play with the Lakers, they felt like they could beat the Lakers, Kevin.
So both teams making some changes here. And Gooden backs in. Pass to Jennings. And here we have a rundown of the players you don't want on you when you're putting up a shot. The leaders in blocks over the last month. You take a look at Gasol, a fierce inside defender, tops in the NBA in blocks.
Boy, that is an impressive number. My goodness, can he keep that up? If he can, boy, he'll continue to have a humongous impact on his team.
4 on the clock.
For a guy his size, he grabs a lot of rebounds, and this game's been no exception.
Al Bell. Here's Insanity. Takes a 3. The rebound by Gooden. 26 seconds left in the third. Outside Jennings. And here's Mute. And he can't manage to get up a decent shot on the foul. 2 free throws coming up. Chance now to check out the schedule for Milwaukee. They'll be facing the Chicago Bulls. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. He misses the free throw.
If he misses a free throw, it's a good foul. If he doesn't,
Good on the second free throw.
it's not.
Here's Fisher. Here's
There are just not many guys who can throw it down like that.
Well, you're not going to see a much better finish.
You gotta love to see that kind of flair and flavor. I like it.
I do too. Here's Jennings. Fades back. Can't connect. And so this one is tightly contested as we end the third.
Brandon Jennings has been getting it done. He's got 14 points and 8 dimes. His defense has been equal to his offense today, and both have been great.
And it's more NBA. So as we get rolling here in the fourth, let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spartan. Doris, take it away.
Hi, Kevin. The spark in this game, the big push we saw by the Bucks. In the second quarter, they made a big run, and that could prove to be the story of the game, gentlemen.
Great, Doris. That big scoring run being a difference maker, Clark, in this game.
Well, it off.
Here's Bogut. Bynum on it. Here's Douglas Roberts. It counts. And the foul. That one is on our test.
Well, he showed his strength on that one. That weightlifting paid off. He got that shot up and down despite the foul.
Here's insanity. Under 8 minutes left in the game. So with Kobe sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup.
Oh my God.
Insanity. He's in at the point. Howe and Bynum pulling up the middle. Brandon Wright is out there with our test. And Bahamute against our test. And Bahamute, the pass to Gooden. And Bahamute, and jammed in for 2 good eyes and hands there, set it up.
That was a terrific throwdown. I mean, the D wanted nothing to do with that one.
Well, they got to check much better than that.
Yeah, but he came with force there, Kevin.
You're right. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Phil Jackson as he addressed his basketball team. He told them, keep pushing hard to the end. Just finish out these last few minutes, and we'll be able to come away with the W. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. Here is Douglas Roberts. Just over 7 minutes left in the fourth. Bogut backing him down. And Douglas Roberts kicks to Sanders. Pass to Bogut. Just 3 to shoot. And it's sent back by Bynum. Lakers trail by 4. Insanity. Kyle drives it in to finish the break.
Good execution on the break leads to the nice bucket.
Here's Mbahumuche. Douglas Roberts with the ball. Bogut backing him down. Connects.
He is an absolute beast off the low block. And whoever's guarding him, I feel sorry for him.
And here's Los Angeles, trailing by 4. Here's Insanity. Four on the clock. 2 on the clock. Can't get it to go. And it's Milwaukee the other way. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Douglas Roberts. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one. That one is on our test.
Tough interior defense means not allowing easy baskets. Good foul.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And the Lakers call time here. Here's Insanity. Under 6 minutes left in the game. Gasol backing down. Here's Insanity. Kept alive. Outside for our test. Here's Insanity from deep. Drew Gooden grabs the miss.
He's having a very poor half from long range. He can't find the net from there, and the defense knows it.
And closing the shot, even with the foul. Now the 2 free throws. And he makes the first. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
This is a positive trend for him, especially here in the second half. Shooting just above 80% right now. That's more than respectable. That's good free throw shooting.
Here's Insanity. Bullseye!
I bet the defense was a bit surprised when they saw him finish that play.
Douglas Roberts passes to Gooden. Now, Mbamute. Pass to Bogut. Bynum on it. 13 feet out. And the basket by Bogut. And the Bucks lead by 8. So it's the Lakers now. 8-point game. Here's Insanity, covered by Douglas Roberts. It's a pick by Bynum. Leads him with the pass. Artest. The gorgeous reverse.
What an acrobatic finish. I love the dunk, but you got to give it up for that kind of layup.
It's tipped. Now, Mbamute. And here's Bogut. Hammers it in.
Uh-oh. A little bit of a statement made there while he hung on the rim.
That's one way to make sure the whole building knows exactly what you just did. Here's Insanity, covered by Douglas Roberts. To the wing. Behind the arc. Oh, he almost hit it from outside despite the foul. Still, he'll get a trip to the line for 3 free throws.
Well, you've got to close out on shooters with a hand up, but he went a little overboard there.
And he hits the first of 3. Kobe's checked in for the Lakers. And then for Milwaukee. Corey Maggette, he's checked in for Sanders. Salmons comes in for Drew Gooden. And it's Jennings in for Chris Douglas Roberts. And he makes all 3. Here's Salmons. Right around. 4 minutes left in the fourth. Jennings kicks to Bogut. Wide open. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in. Here's Insanity. He's guarded by Jennings. Pass to Kobe. Here's Insanity. Shot clock at 3. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. He's shooting 20% from downtown. Bucks leading by 5. Kicks to Salmons. And here's Bogut. Bynum on it. Bogut the pass to Salmons.
Oh! Beautiful delivery with the bounce pass. He kept it away from the defense, which set up the shot perfectly.
Here's Artest. Left side, Kobe. Here's Gasol. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. Gasol's got his second bucket of the night.
The intensity level is really picked up here in the second half.
Maggette outside. Bogut backing him down. Easy shot. That's good.
He's done a really nice job of maintaining focus, staying sharp, and providing his team with offense.
And it's the Lakers' ball. They trail by 7. The tray. The shot is up. And the Bucks going the other way right now. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Maggette. And another basket for Milwaukee.
That's a good look. Very nice look.
And the Lakers call time here. They're down by 9. 2:12 left in the game. Lakers trail by 9. Here's Insanity. And Mbamute snatches it inside.
We're losing.
Outside Jennings. Insanity hits the reach-in call. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and Jimmy Bonus will be headed to the free throw.
Brandon Jennings has been getting it done. He's got 16 points, and what a game he's had passing the ball, too. There's been no let-up from him defensively or offensively.
He hits both from the stripe.
He's been to the line here more than in the first. I thought he was a bit tentative in that first, but I like the aggressiveness he's showing here now.
Here's insanity. And again, no good by the Lakers.
All alone
And the
again.
Bucks with possession. 11-point game. Here's Maggette. Hits the front rim and in. And the Bucks
They
lead by
didn't
13.
lose.
They're in the home stretch, and if
One
they keep
shoot,
making
man.
plays, it's all
One
there.
shoot from
Will it
the
go?
8 minutes
Good. He hits the
that they
jumper.
came in the
Here's
fourth
Jennings.
quarter.
Just one more assist and he'll have the double-double. Kobe comes with the double team. Bogut backing him down. Hit the floater, and he makes the basket. So one free throw coming up as he'll try to make it a three-point play.
He's really been efficient in the quarter so far. I love the way he's looking for his offense.
"14 of 19, 73%, 9 of 9 free throws, 9 free throws. Every attack is a foul. One team foul.
Here's insanity. 1:15 left in the fourth. Jacks up the triple. It's hauled in by Bogut. Maggette gets to Jennings. Back to Maggette. 5 on the clock. Oh, might have had a three-point play. He couldn't foul it down. He'll shoot two. And so he's picked up his final foul. He will sit for the rest of this game. Lamar Odom, he's checked in for Ron Artest. The first free throw is good. The Lakers making a switch here. Bell's checked in. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Drew Gooden has checked in for Bogut. Ilyasova comes in for Mbaamuti. Michael Red's checked in for John Salmons. And it's dueling in for Brandon Jennings. That bucket in no time at all.
The fast break left the defense scrambling to react, and they couldn't get to him in time.
So it's Milwaukee now. 13-point lead. Red with the ball. The baseline J, and that one's good by Gooden.
And they
Right on the verge
continue
of
to
victory
shoot
now.
everything in.
They don't need much
They
more than to
continue.
just take care of the basketball.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Drew Gooden grabs the miss. Well, this one is winding down now. Milwaukee can watch the clock run out. Dueling with it. Back to Maggette.
Look their stats in the third quarter, man. Look. Unbelievable. "75%, 11 free throws, 100%. Come on. That's unbelievable. Every attack was a foul.
Coach has just indicated that you're now the starter at your position. How does
Now?
it feel to have cracked that starting rotation?
From the time that I came to LA, I'm
Well,
started.
it's great to be recognized like this, that's for sure. I have a lot of respect for Coach and what he does, and if he feels like I'm ready to start, then I'm going to do everything I can to prove him right. Can't wait for the next game.
Oh, we haven't two drills also. 63 points. but wasn't enough. Okay, guys, I have to stop to eat, and I will come back with Miami is the next game. LeBron, Boss, and Wade. So thanks for watching for now, and I will be back.